The Roast Revival, Fannie Mae's culinary comedy. Once upon a time, in a quaint little town, lived a woman named Fannie Mae. Now, Fannie Mae had a love affair that was hotter than a summer's day with her local restaurant. It was a daily ritual for her, like clockwork, to strut into that eatery with more swag than a peacock on parade. She'd waltz in, her hips sashaying like a salsa dancer, ready to indulge in her culinary desires. Fannie Mae had a particular weakness: a roast beef sandwich that was the stuff of legends. She wanted that sandwich hot, hotter than a jalapeno in a sauna. And to complete her performance, she'd pair it with a cup of coffee, blacker than a moonless night. But this tale isn't about a smooth-sailing love affair. No, siree, things were about to go wilder than a rodeo on roller skates. One fine day, as Fannie Mae strutted in, the anticipation dripping off her like sweat at a dance-off, she ordered her roast beef sandwich with a confidence that would put a lion tamer to shame. But as she sank her dentures into that sandwich, the shock she felt was like getting hit by a cold wave during a tropical storm. That sandwich, bless its heart, was colder than an iceberg at the North Pole. Now, Fannie Mae wasn't one to hold back her feelings. She marched up to the cashier, her voice as sharp as a stiletto, and proclaimed, "Honey, my roast is colder than a penguin's toenails." With the kind of persistence that would make a telemarketer proud, she returned to that counter no less than 10 times, each time with a sandwich colder than her ex-husband's heart. The cook, a mountain of a man whose temper was as fiery as a volcano, finally snapped. He gave Fannie Mae a piece of his mind that was so heated, it could have melted Antarctica. But Fannie Mae, oh, she was like a duck in a rainstorm, water off a duck's back, honey. She wasn't backing down. Not when her roast was on the line. So, Fannie Mae, with her hairdo higher than a skyscraper and a sass that could rival a talk show host, stormed out of that restaurant. She wasn't defeated, no, she was more determined than a detective on a cold case. She strutted her way to the local market, as if the catwalk was her personal runway, and grabbed herself a whopping 3-pound roast beef. Back in her trusty 1984 Cadillac, a car older than a vinyl record, she revved that engine like she was racing against time itself. Back at the restaurant, the scene she caused was more dramatic than a soap opera plot twist. Bypassing the gawking customers, she swaggered straight into the kitchen like a celebrity crashing a backstage party. Fannie Mae slammed that roast onto the counter, the thud louder than a bass drop at a music festival. With a confidence that could rival a lion tamer, she rolled up her sleeves and dove into the culinary chaos. The sound of sizzling meat was music to her ears, a symphony of redemption that Mozart himself would envy. And then came the moment of truth. The patrons, eyes wider than saucers, tasted Fannie Mae's culinary masterpiece. It was a flavor explosion that sent shockwaves through their taste buds, like fireworks on the 4th of July. That roast, seasoned to perfection, was like a work of art that Picasso would have applauded. As word spread faster than a wildfire in a dry forest, Fannie Mae's roast became the talk of the town. Lines stretched longer than a snake in a sunbeam, and the buzz was more electric than a lightning storm. Before you knew it, Fannie Mae had done the unthinkable: she had her own restaurant. A haven for all things roasted and flavorful. And so, dear reader, the moral of this savory saga is this: life might serve you a cold sandwich every now and then, but it's up to you to turn up the heat and spice things up. Fannie Mae, with her unapologetic spirit and determination, showed us that even when the odds are colder than an ice cream cone in December, a little tenacity can warm things up like a cozy fireplace. So, go forth and embrace your inner Fannie Mae. Strut through life like a boss, flip the script when things go awry. And never settle for a cold sandwich when you deserve a sizzling masterpiece. Remember, life's flavors are best enjoyed when seasoned with a dash of humor and a whole lot of attitude.